This is the last class of the still life class and workshop, and always fun to see what people came up with for their body of work assignment. In other words, creating 4 images that work really well together. So let's get started here with Denise. Hi, Denise. Are we showing?
Okay,
Yeah.
there I am.
We're all seeing Denise's work here?
Yep.
Okay, good. Let's have to make sure with this stuff. And all right, Denise, let's flip through here pretty quick.
Yeah,
Wow.
I didn't show the fourth setup, but as I said, I wanted to try a different background other than my normal black, so I found some books that echoed the main hero or subject, and I just wanted the subject to be some real side popped, highlighted light. So I wanted, as I said, I was going to put it in a shadow box, and I thought, I have this deep cabinet and with wood grain top, bottom, and side, so I recessed that, and then I just raked an LED light, and for the snoot, I just rolled up some aluminum foil so I could, move it and channel it real fast.
Yeah.
And that's what I came up with. I wanted the background to be a little blurry and dark. I used a macro lens. One of them I had a little bit more depth of field on the pipes. But
This is such an interesting, I've just not seen anybody do this before. These are really cool.
oh, well, thank you. Yeah, I wanted to have a little interaction with the background. That was a hummingbird nest that I'd found, and the bird was almost like looking out of the book. And I thought, oh, okay, that one worked.
If you could come up with the right artist statement, with the right amount of, excuse my French, but the right amount of bullshit that artist statements have, I could see this stuff in a gallery.
Oh, well, that's kind of you to say.
I could easily see this stuff in a gallery.
I have to say, my husband carved those pipes. He's a wood carver.
Whoa.
Yeah. In fact, he won a national competition for the straight and curved pipe with those two, and so.
Jeez,
and of course, he used them. So.
Wow, that's just really amazing. I'm so enamored of people who can do things like that.
Yeah, he's quite an artist.
I would have succeeded only in cutting parts of my finger off.
Well, he actually has done that too.
I can imagine.
Luckily, photography is not quite that dangerous. But.
Wow, this is really, really unique,
Oh,
Denise. This is something I would tell you flat out, do 4 more.
It was really fun to try to find the books and all, but unfortunately, my setups never really completely match what I do, and maybe everyone else does this. You get really into what you're doing and then go, oh, I forgot I was supposed to document the setup. So
that's okay. This is great work. This is just so fun. It's totally unexpected. I really can't say I've seen a lot of anything like this. So when I say show me something I haven't seen before, you kind of took that to heart here. This is very cool. I really, really like this.
Oh, thank you. It was very fun. And if anybody has like cabinets or things like that, it made the perfect little shadow box.
Yeah.
And I didn't have to do anything.
Well, you had to create light out of a tube.
Well, yeah.
Which
I meant as far as building the box, I was going to build a black shadow box and cut windows in it and all that. I did want to cut into the cabinet, but my husband said no. So,
you've achieved artist status when you start wanting to cut up the furniture. Okay. It's like, but my vision, my vision.
You got to have priorities, right?
Yes, it's just a stupid cabinet.
Exactly.
Oh, beautiful work. Denise, you did a great job.
Thank you so much.
Knocked me out. Is Dennis here? Dennis, are you here? Dennis? Oh, darn it. I'm not sure Dennis has been here for very many of the classes. Dennis, I wish you were here right now. Dennis went with all electronics. Nice. Clean. This is my favorite. The colors, the blue, I don't know where the blue is coming from, if it's a card somewhere, but all these little highlights right in here, and the strings being so visible. I really do like that. I wish Dennis was here to tell us what he did lighting wise. Oh, Umberto.
Hello, everybody. How are you?
We're good here. How are you, my friend?
Fine, thank you very much. Okay, I shoot some dominoes, which is one of the things that are most commonly found on internet, dominoes photographs. But I tried to give it a twist, try to be creative.
You did twist it. This is cool.
Yeah, it pretends to be a box of dominoes falling on a table and jumping.
And then you put springs on the bottom of them here?
Yes.
Wow. I have one tiny thing that I would say about this shot right here, and it's really tiny.
Okay.
And that is that this domino and this domino are at the same angle.
Yes.
Go in Photoshop, grab this bad boy, and just twist him up a little bit.
Okay.
So he's not at that absolute matching angle, okay?
Okay.
Wow. Nice work.
Thank you.
So great concept, Umberto. Great concept. I like your lighting all over the dominoes here. Very cool. We really get to see and feel the wood of the dominoes, and the texture, the shiny texture is really pretty. These are really good dominoes, right?
I don't think they are good. They are resin.
They're rosin. They're not black wood. They're rosin.
No, they are plastic, but not cheap. They are good dominoes.
They're really nice. You got great lighting going on here. I love the reflection. I like how this guy looks like he's floating.
Yeah, it's just about to fall.
Yeah.
It's the first time I shoot with a glass on the table.
Uh-huh.
So I had to delete the edge of the glass between the dominoes.
Okay.
So I didn't like the way it looked.
You got an edge back here somewhere?
Yes, all the way through. Yeah.
Okay.
In all of them, I have the glass. All of them have reflection.
That's very nice. That reflection you're getting is because the glass was cut, right?
Yes, correct.
And so you have that frosty, the cut edge that's showing up.
Uh-huh.
One thing you can do is, if it's far enough back and it's not being lit, bring your black paper down to just above the glass and tape it down with a piece of black gaffer's tape.
Okay, but all this setup is laying flat on the table, and I took these photos from the top.
Oh,
I could not do that.
there.
Yeah, you can see my last photo is the setup. This is on the table, and I'm shooting down.
You've got the glass vertically here.
Yes.
Ah, okay. Okay. I didn't pick up on that. I didn't get that far. Very well. That's very cool. That's why this guy looks like he's up a little bit.
Yeah, intentionally
Yeah.
to make him look like he's about to fall. Yeah.
Well, not only he's about to fall, it looks like he took a little leap as he's starting to
Mhm.
fall.
Hmm.
Yeah. That's so cool. I love it when you come up with ideas like that. You know, you guys come in with, look at this shot. This is such a nice shot.
Thank you.
I just did not see this as laying down. So you,
So I achieved my goal. If you were under the impression it was not.
yeah, I thought they were hanging from threads. It doesn't matter how you do it, as long as you do it and make it look cool. Which you did. You did beautifully.
Thank you.
That's so cool. What lens did you use, Humberto?
My 50,
Okay.
my prime 50.
Yep. And then your light is coming from.
I have my softbox just on the right, which is like if it was a bulb.
Got it. All right. So you actually shot this one sideways, and then turned it.
Yep, all of them are the same setup.
So hard to do. So hard to do. And make it look right. But you did it. You did it. Cool.
Thank you very much.
Have you been doing tabletop for a long time?
No, this is the first time I shoot like this. I just bought the gear. It's the first shoot that I do with the overhead gear to shoot like this.
Yeah, I kind of officially hate you now.
I take that as a compliment.
Yeah, I do, because this is really wow. That's great stuff.
Thank you, Don.
Great stuff. Beautiful work.
Thank
Gene
you.
Hess.
Yeah, we're gonna
Ooh.
bring things down a few notches now.
Well, you
No
got
way.
you got the
No
same
way.
coffee thing. I like that. You tied everything together with the coffee pot.
Well, that was the goal.
By the way, that is a very cool coffee pot.
I thought so too. That was a thrift store find. And then a couple weeks later, I wasn't happy with what had come out. Well, not a couple weeks, because we only had a couple weeks. I went back to the same little thrift shop and I found that cup that matches pretty closely. So
Yes.
I'd
Yeah.
shot a whole bunch of stuff in between and I wasn't happy. So I had to make another trip.
We kept the backgrounds nice and clean. One of the things I want you to do,
Yes.
this background is a little bit darker than this background.
Yes.
I just want you to even them out. I think these
I
are
tried really hard to do that. I never moved anything. Once I got this set, everything was the same. And I'm not certain why the backgrounds are different in terms of gradient. So I'm at a loss. That was a challenge.
Yeah, if you pop this one, I'm looking at everything else here. If you pop this into Photoshop and use your highlight slider, probably just clean this up with just a tiny tick or two.
I did that in Lightroom. I don't do Photoshop very much, but I have played with these a great deal to try to get them. I've tried to balance the white balance. I've tried to use dodge and burn. I've tried grading.
White balance looks fine.
Yeah, they've been difficult. Thank you, everybody, for your comments. I appreciate that.
Yeah, these are cool shots, and tying everything together with the coffee shot. We've got the books, we got the eggs, and the muffin. I think that it's pretty cool. I think you did a pretty good job with it.
Thank you.
You're lighting up the white boards, which is giving this beautiful highlight above the top of the teapot here, coffee pot.
I was also really bothered by the fact that you can see the octabox in the top, and I played with that in terms of editing it out, but that looked even more unnatural, and so
yeah, you got speculars to the front, so we got to see it. I don't know what I would do with that. I think I'd probably leave it alone. It doesn't bother me that much.
Cool.
Once you look for it, it's your shot. You're going to see it every time you look at it. But it does give us pause to realize that octoboxes are not the right ones for these kinds of shots.
Yep.
They,
So what is the right one? Because I don't know how else to light it from the top.
Well, soft boxes or scrims.
Okay.
Anything that has multiple points is going to give us this round thing, where the
Sure.
softbox would be more like that, but actually a scrim would be even better.
Okay.
The other thing you can do is you've got this white card back here. You
Yep.
can put a white card over the top, like leaning forward towards you, right? And then light it up with a light that is shielded from your product. In other words, light that white box. I like that white card up.
Okay.
I have a friend of mine used to share space with me, and the big space. He had his own studio, and I had my own studio. But he didn't own soft boxes. He shot everything on scrims and
Mhm.
bouncing light into white cards.
Mm-hmm.
That was it. He didn't own a single softbox.
Mm-hmm.
And
Cool.
this is the kind of stuff he did, tabletop and stuff. Great, very nice,
Thank you.
very very nice. Keith Emmons.
Hello.
Hi, Keith.
How are you?
Good. You shot aliens.
It's a sweet potato that had begun to root. And so I decided, let's try playing with that in 3 or 4 different angles.
Cool.
Thank you.
So is so your light's
That was
coming
the-
through the scrim
Right.
and the glass block?
I used the glass block strictly to hold that up. I'm sure it had some effect on the way that it, but I'm not sure what it was, and the way that it lit, I'm not sure what it was, because I just needed something to pull that up, to hold it up there.
Yeah.
And I needed something clear. Right.
Yeah, the glass block will probably add something, but we're not seeing it in the subject. It's
Right.
too diffuse.
Yeah.
If it was a shiny, smooth subject, we might see some
Mhm.
little ripples or something, but not in this diffuse. I love how sharp all of this is. Is this focus stack by any chance?
That one is 6 images that are focus stacked. Yeah, I went out and downloaded the trial version of Helicon Focus just to see if I liked it, and I really do.
Well, it sure makes
And I-
something that we've seen before. I mean, well, I'm not going to say I've seen this before, but a product, a potato or something, you're rarely going to get it with this much focus. And so the rack focus really makes a difference in the
Thank you.
image. What's your camera?
I'm using an Olympus EM5 Mark II, and the lens that I used on this was the macro lens. Not in macro mode, but
I'm getting all these little hairs here.
it's a great little camera.
So I'm thinking the question of whether this camera can deliver or not has been answered right here.
Thank
Obviously
you.
it can. Wow. This is the weirdest still life class. You guys are just like way off in the distance here with ideas. These are great. These are
Nice.
super
That's
cool shots.
Could I ask what the software was that you downloaded?
It's Helicon Focus.
Helicon. Thank you. It's awesome.
And does that mesh up to your Photoshop or Lightroom, or is it separate?
I'm using their software to capture, and then the way that I've got it set up, it goes directly into my Capture One session that I have set up into the capture folder. And I would like eventually, when I get a camera, that's what I've decided. If I, when I upgrade a camera, then I want it to be able to work directly with capture one.
I just saw some
And
images.
I like
From a friend of mine
I'm
bought
sorry.
that. Friend of mine bought that. Is it the Mamiya? No, the Pentax. The Pentax medium format.
Mm-hmm.
The $10,000 one, and he's in love with it.
I bet.
He just says, "Wow, way off the chart. Way better than he expected."
Let's go.
So medium format's becoming, not that $10,000 is affordable,
Cheap.
but it sure is a whole lot cheaper than $65,000 for the Hasselblad.
Yeah, or $35,000 for the Mamayas in
Yeah.
some cases.
Yeah, and Mamiya kind of really upset me because for a long time they were planning on bringing out a back for all their Mamiya cameras. And then they just decided that wasn't going to be enough, so they ditched that idea. Because I have several Mamiya cameras, I could have just put a back on them.
This one I shot hanging off the edge of the table and decided I didn't really like it because I didn't like what it was doing underneath, and so I cropped it in, which really makes it match the other set better
Mm-hmm.
because everything else is cropped at the edge. So
Very cool. Good work, Keith.
I have a
Sir.
question for Kit, sorry.
yeah, go ahead.
What is the advantage of this software versus Photoshop?
I'm sorry.
What is the advantage of Helicon versus Photoshop for focus stacking?
It is so much faster.
Faster. Okay.
It is so much faster. The shot that took that had 6 images, that took about 10 seconds just to push it. I did one shot with 138 images, and it took about 20 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah,
Did you
and
use
it's not bad. No, I did not use a rail.
Oh.
Wow.
And is this their freebie, Keith?
I downloaded the trial version, and I think that their base version is about $30. I was looking at all the different versions and stuff that they had, and I don't think I need the $250 one right now. So
No. It's really exquisite because again, it's showing us something we just don't normally see. We're used to seeing this shot, but not with this depth of field.
no, thank you.
Really well done.
Thank you, sir.
All right, Kevin.
Hello, Don.
Hi. You went with a very artistic approach here, my friend.
Oh, well, I tried.
Just isolating each one of these. You got a little bit of a warmth thing going on here. Now, I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying, is that on purpose?
I don't think I did. I don't think I used a filter or anything on the strobe.
Look at see the browns here?
Yeah,
Go over here. See it?
yeah.
That
That might have been, maybe that was in post.
it had to be in post. Okay, here
Yeah.
you're back to
Right.
this is like in the middle of the first one here. This one is a little bit warmer, and then this one is very warm. I love the shots. I would just simply say, go back into Lightroom and find out what's going on with color
Yeah.
balance and make them so that they absolutely match. Even if you made them all warm, fine. Or make them all cool, fine. But let's make them match, because I think your composition ties everything together really well.
Okay,
Did you actually Photoshop out the
I
rubber
did.
band?
I did on that one. I did. I actually took the rubber band off and then I tied it with rope, and I just didn't like the way it looked, so I just went in and got rid of it.
Cool. The little place where I get asparagus here, they tie it with this really neat old cord. So
Well, and that's what I was trying to look for, and what I had at home just did not fit. So
yeah,
it'd be
Yeah.
better just to get rid of it.
what a nice little set of images, Kevin. I think
Thanks.
the mushrooms are a great little set of images. Like I said to previous folks, I would simply say, Kevin, do 4 more.
Okay.
And now you've got 8 or 9 shots that go right into a portfolio. Maybe you call it stacked, or whatever single or whatever you do. Yeah, really cool. I like how you stack the mushrooms up here sideways and seeing the inside and everything.
Yeah, that was a fun shoot on that one. Learned a lot on that, matter of fact. So
Excellent. Is there a behind the scenes shot? No.
I thought I must not have submitted it, and I'm away from home, so there's
That's all right. Looks like your light is coming from a little bit above and on the left.
it's coming. Yeah, it's a 2x3 softbox going through a 5x5 scrim right next to the table, and then white cards on camera right, bouncing light back onto the subject.
Really see that in here.
Yeah.
These are so fun to shoot.
So my wife didn't know what to do because we had all these extra vegetables laying around the house. But it was fun. It was a fun assignment.
See, I'd take all of these and stir fry them.
Yeah.
All of them. I'd put them all together and stir fry. Looks like
Yep.
It's like a dinner to me.
Well, I think she made mashed potatoes out of the cauliflower, which was pretty good.
We just tried that. My wife just tried that. She did a pretty good job.
Yeah.
I was surprised.
Yeah, cauliflower is not one of my most favorite vegetables, but when she does it that way and she bakes it, and it turns out pretty good.
My wife and I have been on keto now for 2 weeks. So I never thought I'd say it, but I'm not sure I want a steak again tonight.
Absolutely.
Steak, chicken, and pork, baby. That's it.
Yeah, okay. So I just got a message from Dennis Boyer. He says he's trying to get on. He can't get on.
Why can't he not get on?
I had trouble too, and I think Umberto had a little trouble. Let me go back and message him and tell him to try the link again.
Okay.
See if he can't get on board here.
All right. Let's try.
Make sure it's the updated link too, Kevin.
Yeah, it was. I had to manually put the numbers in. Every time I tried to log on, it said he was in a.
I was in a meeting up until 10:01.
Right.
So
that might,
maybe that's what he was trying to do. Come on early.
Right. So I'll text him right now and tell him to try it again.
All right. Thanks.
Okay.
Miranda.
Hi, Don.
Hi. All right. Okay. So you've got 3 shots with 2. Oh, no, this is a different shot. Okay. Totally different shot. Let's look at these pictures. What is this surface? Is this the plastic?
Yeah, it's the vinyl tablecloth.
Really looks good, doesn't it?
Yeah, I love it. I looked for it so long, and now I finally used it.
I love the little spill of stuff over here. Grated stuff. You got texture in your flour, texture in the sugar, whatever this is. Wow, look at the beautiful lighting. What's your lighting?
It's a softbox and an umbrella. The umbrella, I also had a black teapot, but that was very ugly, the highlights. You can see the umbrella in the blacks.
Yes, umbrellas are not the right choice for tabletops.
No, I really have to get another softbox.
Just get a scrim. Just build a scrim. I'm serious. You'll be so much happier with a scrim than another box. Then you have a box and a scrim, and you're fine. Because you can use this shoot-through umbrella behind the scrim, which is really cool. If there's a place in town that handles architectural supplies, they're going to have great big sheets of tracing paper. And it's not expensive. Buy enough tracing paper and make a square thing out of wood. Use those little angle irons for the corners so it stays perfectly square. Make it like 3 feet by 3 feet or 4 feet by 4 feet. Do that and then just tack that tracing paper on both sides. One on the front, one on the back. Use about a 1x2, so it's about 2 inches between them. And you'll have this awesome, awesome light.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. And it'll save you a lot of money. These things are not cheap. So
No, that's true. I think the scrim will be cheaper.
yes, and actually so much more. So many more things you can do with the scrim. Look at this pretty light. Wow. Nice and poppy. Now, did you do anything in post?
In regards to,
Any kind of sharpening or contrast, or what did you do?
I usually always add a little bit contrast and sharpening in Lightroom, but I was always under the impression that raw files always need to be sharpened.
Yes, they do. Well,
I have a small request in that matter. Maybe if we have time, can you show how you use the sharpening? And there's also a function in Lightroom when you have high ISO that you can blur the noise a little bit. I don't know how that really works.
And I don't use either one of those in Lightroom. I use the Nik sharpening, and I use the Nik define for the grain.
Okay.
Haven't used the one in Lightroom at all, so I'm not sure how that works. I know people who do, who really like it. So.
Okay. I will Google some more on YouTube.
Yeah, I'll see what I can find. But raw files generally need to be sharpened, and they also almost always need some contrast. They just
I always add some contrast.
Yeah, they always look a little flat to me. Love your light here. Your fill light is just subtle enough on all of these here, even though we get the little highlight here. It's just subtle enough that it just gives a real nice feeling to the pictures. The texture of the muffins and all of that, especially this. I love it when we know there's a fill light over there. Our brain is telling us there's a fill light over there, but we really can't see it. It's not like a kicker. It's just nicely presented right here on the eggs, right there on the lemon, over here, just nicely presented. So it feels very natural. It feels like a one light shoot. If this feels like a one light shoot, but we have that little element of surprise of the specular on this side. Very cool.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're very, very welcome. Very nice. Oh, Phillips. I thought somebody put an ad in here. Okay. Philip.
Yes.
How are you?
Good yourself.
All right. We still don't have Dennis. Oh, Dennis is here. No, that's Denise. I'm sorry. All right. Darn it. All right. So, you shot the camera and lenses.
Yeah, basically just showcasing how I mod my gear. I basically just write things on some of the plastic, like the flaps on the camera. I keep opening the wrong one, so it kind of ticked me off. So I took that paint pen and I just basically painted over the whatever is grooved in there, and so I don't know, I guess I was the creative director and decided everything on the right half.
This is a very, very unique the way you approached it. So you wrote on the side of your camera here.
Yeah, it's and it's not clean because anyway, it's hard to work with that too. But anyway, I can figure out which flap is what there.
Okay.
But this one I reshot this thing 3 times. I had problems positioning the pen correctly. Unfortunately, my camera doesn't do live view and when I tether, so. So anyway, I reshot the pen by itself. I reshot the camera. I had to give it more dimension and more texture, I guess, to try and bring out the texture of the lens itself. I brightened the bottom part of the lens that's on there. And I like black a little too much, so I think it's darker than it's. I guess it's too dark. I guess I don't know.
I would have put a white card right over here. to get some-
There is something. It shows just a little bit, but that's it. I mean, I just shot it too dark.
Is
now.
your softbox coming straight down?
Yeah, straight on top.
Okay, so it's coming straight down.
Yeah.
There's a little tip.
Yeah, and I think it's a slightly underexposed too.
So you have your camera sitting here like this. If your softbox is coming straight down like this, it's sort of dropping light, right?
Yep.
So what we want to do is take the softbox and do this with it. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
And then this camera can be as far back as here. So all this light is spilling forward. And that's where we light up our white cards. That way you'll have more light on the white cards. And the camera there's nothing back here. So there's no reason to put the light back here because none of this is going to be seen. It's a shiny camera. So angle of incidence, angle of reflection. So the light coming down here is reflecting back there. We're never going to see it anyway, unless we were behind the camera. The camera's over here. We're shooting it this way. It never matters. So as long as this highlight remains on the top part of that lens right here, we're good. Now we can use the rest of this box to light up the cards.
But if you do that, Don, you will get the same highlights in the camera because that looks beautiful.
Yeah,
highlights.
if you tilt the light, that's not going to change this at all.
Okay.
Nope.
That looks really nice, yes.
Thank you.
Yep. Very clean all the way through here.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you do that and it doesn't help and this white card isn't enough, then the white card isn't enough. And so what you then have to do is to take a speed light, put it down on its lowest power, maybe even set it down on the table here,
mm-hmm.
Flag it off so no light's going to get from that speed light onto this. Not one tiny, infinite, small amount of light's going to hit your camera, and then put a little light on the white card. And then, if that's too much, okay, we'll take that one with the too much light, we'll just lay it over this one, and we'll take our opacity slider, and we'll take it down to where we want it to be.
Yeah.
Under here, I would have said, oh, well, I keep touching that mouse. Under here, I would have said this, that you lighten this in Lightroom, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What I would have said is put a white card right under here and take a second shot.
Yeah, I gave that a try. I guess it wasn't big enough. I suppose I should have put the entire background white, I suppose.
Well, I would have brought it forward because you can see the area where like the pin is going to be here. Brought it forward here. Let it light up. Is probably going to be too much because when you take the whiteboard out, we've got this dark shadow. It wouldn't make any sense to our brains to have this big bright highlight here, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then again, you just lower the opacity till it's just enough to give you the feeling of roundness.
Yeah.
Shooting cameras and lenses is harder than I think we photographers often get in our heads that we can shoot stuff easy. Now you did a great job here. When I'm looking at lens photography, that's what matters. Do we get all the textures up here? Beautiful highlight running down the side here. Real clean highlight over here.
Yeah, I had my softbox on the right and a fill card on the left.
And did you had something above it, right? This is reflecting a light of some sort.
Yeah, I think that's true. I think probably my softbox must have been high up enough, I think. But,
Yeah,
well,
your
I don't know.
softbox is over here, angle of incidence, angle of reflection. This is reflecting something up here,
It could be my kitchen light, I suppose.
maybe. Cool. What lens did you use to shoot this?
For the camera, I used my Nex 7 camera with 1855, and the rest of it is the 2870 2.8 I have, and I think I'm mostly shot at 70, between 40 and 70. This one's right, well, of course, top down, and I used the strobe 7 feet away with just the bowl. So I give more dimension to everything that's there. I would. I forgot to highlight to bring up the shadows a bit between the batteries, because just to separate them more. I wanted to do that. I just forgot it.
You've got a very soft light going here.
Yeah, softbox.
And a pretty strong light going here.
Yeah.
Okay, that was a creative choice.
Yeah, I just wanted, because, well, there's a map there with of a park, and I wanted to sort of give a look of being outside. So I even tried OTC, CTO, sorry, half CTO to see what that would do, and didn't do it. Yeah, it just didn't work. So I said, nah, forget it. I should have used probably some wood to try and mimic a picnic table. Would have been more convincing, I guess, for an outside look, but
that's all right.
Yeah,
that's all right. Now, this one, now look at the color of your table, right? The table changes colors. It also looks a little bit duller to me than this does.
Yeah.
So check that out. You might want to pop the exposure up a little bit on this one, to get it back a little bit closer to that.
Yeah.
I don't know if that would be the best thing to do, but that's cool. And then what you made straw grids? Is that what this is?
It's Coroplast. They call it. They print things on these, and they use them for campaigns, for election campaigns.
Yeah, signage material.
Yeah, that's
make it big and strong because of the design, but it's light because of all the holes.
Yeah. So I decided I cut small strands and cut and glue them one on top of the other, and that made a grid. I used white because that's what I had on hand as for just for experimenting, and I shot the flash on the wall to see what that would do relative to not having any, and it seems to do what it should. I did buy some black Coroplast also for, maybe I'll try it eventually, because I noticed that grids tend to be black for some reason. So I don't know if it really makes a difference or not. So
I'm sure it makes a little bit of a difference, but I have a couple of black ones, but the two I use the most often are the white, because I just kind of like the light from it. It narrows it just like it, I mean, it's going to narrow the light, but then the Coroplast lights up itself. So you get a softer light in the middle than you do with the black. So yeah, cool. They work. And that's all that matters, is they work, right?
Yeah. And for that one, this is a complete composite. I put a black card right beside the flash that's on the left, and just to bring out you can see the white highlights. No, the other one. Yeah, that brought up these highlights. Yeah, because otherwise I totally lost dimension. So.
Yeah, very good. Cool. What and again, what a unique thing. Is this going to go on your blog or something?
Probably on my website, I suppose.
Yeah, excellent.
Yeah, it really put me. I guess it made me work harder on my workflow. It's like I really put more time into it, reshoot if I had to. And, yeah.
Well, what you could do with these pictures is get them to match a little more, okay? And then write an article for DIY, and send it off to Udi. I'll introduce you to Udi. Now, then you got an article on how you mark your grids and mark your lens caps with the silver pen. It doesn't have to be long, 4 to 8 paragraphs max. And then you put the photographs in, you get published over at DIY. Why not, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't think you should be telling people how to make photographs on your website.
Mm-hmm.
I really don't. This is sort of inside baseball stuff that belongs on photographer to photographer. On your website, you need to be talking to clients, and clients don't give a rat's rear how you handle your gear. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Very good. Dennis is here. Dennis, you made it.
Yes, I guess I'm the technologically challenged one.
No, not necessarily. Zoom is peculiar, as I've been noticing more and more. I've had like shows on my admin area just disappear. It's like, wait, there's supposed to be a show. Nope, it's just disappeared. And then when I set it so that you can have I'll set it so that this is going to run four programs.
Yeah.
Because I have the ability to do that, right? The problem is that I don't see it anymore after 4 programs, but you guys can click the link and get on. It's like Zoom needs to have a way to cancel that out and say, I'm sorry, this doesn't exist anymore. Then you go and check Facebook or something and see if there's a new link. But it'll just let you go on. You can sit there for, an hour wondering where everybody is, and it's dead to me. I can't even get to it as an admin.
I was using the first 2 links you sent us on confirming the class.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So I guess those links die, and each week would be a new link. Is that correct?
That's very possible. Yeah. And the reason you were getting that I was in class is I actually was in class right up to 10:01 in another class.
Yeah, I figured that. And then after I tried after that, then it still said that. But
yeah, because you were trying one of those. Any link to any show is going to give you that if I'm on. So it didn't connect you because I was on a different link. All right. Well, I'm glad you're here.
Sure.
All right.
Me too. Thank you.
All right. So you went with
guitar theme.
Yeah.
Oblique. Overhead lighting. Except, of course, when you see the knobs there, there's some shadows, and that's coming from a distant light from the side of the house. And I thought, well, that's kind of nice. I'll just leave it. I'm not sure if it really adds. All that dirt on there is because those are the pedals I use. And I saw that when I brought them up, and I said, oh, well, I'll just do realism.
And your light is where now? Looks like
okay. This is a little tricky because these right here are white stripes on the knobs.
Right.
So that's not light. So the light was coming from above. It was coming from above. But, and off to the side, you can see the shadow in the bottom right corner. So the light is up and kind of to the left.
Okay.
Up and north. And then I was getting a cross shadow going the other way, which you can see reflected off the knobs, because I have a distant light from a big window in the house
that
was also giving it. So I'm getting basically shadows in 2 directions. And I said, well, probably that shadow coming off the knobs isn't really the best idea. But I said, oh, what the heck.
Okay. Let's look at your guitar. The light is coming from
above.
Okay, above.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're getting that cross shadow here too, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think other than this little hot spot right here, I think the rest of the guitar could come up about a half stop.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah, a little dull back here, and it doesn't have to be. It should.
Yeah, and I think it gets a little dark on the neck. It doesn't really have to be that dark. It drops off too much. And I got the reflection off of those, that area right there, it was kind of an accident. I went into Viveza and I went into structure, and I was just really structuring up that little complex of stuff there.
Okay.
And it bled over a little bit, and as I ran the structure up, it magnified the reflection. So I thought that was cool.
Did you ramp the structure up on everything or just that area?
No, just that area and the knobs.
Okay. Yeah, okay. That's what's giving a little bit poppier highlight right there too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. What lens?
That was a 60 millimeter macro, which I put on my brand new Nikon D500.
Okay.
Which I got because you remember the rainbow eggs that I had?
Yeah.
Okay, well, guess what? I was still using the D700 because I had looked it up and stuff. And it seemed like apparently my sensor was bad in that camera. And that's what it looks like on the web. And you can send it in and all that. But anyway, I just kept using it. But I got back to this guitar, which is very similar to the color of the eggs, a kind of oyster-ish color.
Huh?
And guess what? The rainbow came back.
Oh my.
And I had already purchased the other camera because of that. I said, okay, this is a good reason to get that camera out of the box. So
which camera was it that has the problem sensor?
It's a D700.
Is that a full frame?
Yes, it's about 10 years old.
Okay. Are you getting the sensor fixed, or are you just basically gonna?
No, I'm not, because from what I've read, it's $1,800 to have the sensor fixed. And frankly, that's what I paid for the D500.
Is the D500 full frame?
No, it's a DX frame. I think it's like 3/4 frame, something like that.
Okay.
But I have a bunch of DX lenses. But anyway, I use the regular full frame lens on this, which changes your distance.
Sure.
But it worked fine.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, the DX lenses, remember, you're only covering 3/4 of the sensor with the full frame lens, right?
Right, exactly.
Which means any corner softness is not even being picked up by your sensor.
Yeah.
So it's actually cleaner from edge to edge with the full frame lens. The DX lenses, where they're really, really good lenses, no doubt about it, but you're using the whole circle. So
Yeah.
there's a softness to the edge that's going to be there. Cool. And then we got this one. This one I kind of like. Where's the blue coming from?
I have no idea. That's a great one. I have no idea. What happened to create that blue, I just thought it was cool, so I left it. But what happened to create it was I had an overhead light box, and then I put a scrim down on it on an angle because I wanted to make those knob surfaces smooth. And so when I did it, they were smooth, but they were also blue. And there's no blue anywhere around here.
That's
Weird.
That's interesting. I'm wondering if it's in the finish of the chrome itself. You know how they put a bluing material in?
Sure.
I'm wondering if that's what we're picking up here. So that's something for you to take a look at. You're going to go and look really, really close at your tuning knobs and see if there's a little bit of a blue tint to them.
Yeah. I thought it was pretty, and I'm a color guy, so I said, well, it may not be accurate, but it's artistic.
Well, I thought it was pretty. I thought the blue made it pretty. So
thank you.
The blue against this warmth is always nice. Cold against warm. Very cool. All right, folks. Wow. What a bunch of great photographs. Now, I want to know from each one of you what your takeaway is from this class. What's your takeaway? We'll start with Philip or Philippe or Philippi.
Yeah, well, it's definitely slowed me down. It's been a personal journey also, but I guess discipline is probably what I like, because I usually just pick up the camera, shoot, and that's it. But now I slow down, I frame, I reshoot if I have to. It's having it's really having a dramatic effect on how I shoot, and I enjoyed. Well, yesterday I just went out around the neighborhood. There's a lot of flowers and plants, and I took a lot of pictures, and it just totally changed my workflow, I think. Yeah.
I think when you said the discipline, it's one of the things I talk about is deliberate. Shooting still life makes us more deliberate because we realize that the angle of our light and whether there's a bounce card or there's a kicker light, all of those things make a difference. And they make a difference in portraiture, in food, and everything else that we do.
Yeah, and discovering lighting, how to use it. That's
very cool.
Yeah.
Thank you. Humberto, what about you?
Thank you, Don. Well, one thing, I take many things, and I thank you a lot. My photographs have drastically improved. But one thing that I take from this course is empowerment. I don't know if that is the right word, but if we dream of a photo, we can make it happen. We control the light, we control everything in still life photography. So whatever we create in our minds, we have the power to do it.
Yes, you have the
control of everything.
Control. And after, the nice thing about photography is that it is repeatable over and over again. You know, that light at half power gives you f11 at that distance every time it flashes.
Yes.
And so with all that control, it's just like a musical instrument. We would not be able to play the piano if every time we hit a key it changed tune, right? It would just be random. Well, photography is not random at all. It's very deliberate. It's very repeatable. There's a lot of science. So I'm glad, Humberto, that you picked up on that and started moving forward with it. Good.
Thank you very much, Don.
You bet. How about you, Miranda? What's your takeaway? And it can be the same as anybody else's, by the way. I'm not looking for everybody to have a different one.
I take away that I love to work with highlights and shadows, and that scrims is really something I had to add in my light build-up and work more with cards. And I think I work more on the safe side and have to really work on creating my own style, finding my own style.
Well, we all struggle with that. But, you're well on your way with your, this is Miranda's work. Sorry. You're still well on your way with your work. You're creating something that's powerful on a simple set. That's hard to do. That's masterful work. You should be very proud of these shots.
Oh, thank you. That's very nice.
Yeah, and they only get better. The more deliberate you become in everything you do, they only get better. Keith, how about you, sir?
One of the things it's interesting you asked that question, because I've been thinking about that for a couple of weeks. What am I really taking away from this class? And I agree with Humberto, being able to conceptualize and see something and look at it. It has taught me how to refine my practice. Rather than just plopping something down and going, okay, we're going to take a couple of pictures and then struggling with it, to really look at the objects and study them before we even put it on the table, so I've got a better idea. And the discovery thing that I learned was there's probably not a light source that is too big. I love larger light sources. That was a big thing for me. That was an eye-opener.
I love that. I love that. See, that goes right along with my philosophy. How many stands do you need? One more than you have.
Yeah, one more than you have.
Is there any such thing as a studio that's too big? No, of course not. No. I mean, it's 18,000 square feet. It'll do. I
Will
can
do.
squeeze in. Just give me the room, right? And
Yeah.
the third thing I agree with you. There is no such thing as a light that's too big. No, give me. I want a 40-foot by 40-foot silk, baby.
That'd be cool.
Oh
Yeah.
gosh. If you ever get a chance, you Google car shootings. Have you ever seen some of the softbox these car shooters make?
I have no.
30 feet by 60-foot softboxes
Wow.
hanging from the ceiling on power thing, lower them down and everything. And then
Right.
behind them, they'll have like 20 Profoto heads, And if that's not enough power, that's okay. They can pop it twice, right?
Right. Just sack it. Yeah.
Yep, because that car is moving. So, well, good. I'm glad you got something there. Very good.
I love it.
Good. Kevin,
Yeah,
how about you, sir?
I got to follow the lines of like what Keith was saying. I think it really made me slow down and think about what I was doing and not just throwing something out there and snapping a few photos. I mean, I really had to think about where I was going to place the light, and then, shooting tethered, looking at on the computer and seeing if everything is going where I want it to go, and if not, how to get it there, and if there's a reflection, how to get that reflection out of there. And that's just stuff that I never thought of before. And, lighting my background, how do I want that to work? Do I want light on there? And if I do I want to specifically place it somewhere? And this class has really taught me how to do all that. And it's just invaluable lessons that were learned week after week after week. And I really thank you for your patience with us and guiding us along the way. So look forward to working with you more and more here with the Project 52 class coming up.
Well, the thing that I like is that when I run these classes, these 8-week classes, I have people so committed that they turn in really good work. And it's so, I love Saturdays because all Saturday morning I get to do up until 11:30 is look at really cool photographs.
Yeah.
It's just really cool because people work so hard. I look at these things and I go, there's a lot of effort here. I like what you said. You don't just take it out and put it down and shoot it. And we get rid of those terms like I'll fix it in Photoshop.
Right. I'd rather get it right in camera.
Yeah, we're going to make it right in camera. Then we're going to
with my family than sitting around a computer all night long trying to fix something.
Yep. If you can get it down, what's his name? Oh, darn it. Travel photographer that I've interviewed on Lighting Essentials. He said, when I go out on an assignment and I come back, he says, I could have 2,500 images on my camera. I can't be in a situation where I have to open every image and go, oh God, what do I have to do here? I got to tweak this and I got to move this. And he says, I got to get it right in camera so I can do a lot of bulk, like add some contrast to these 47 images.
Right, because time is the one thing we can never get back.
That's our most important asset.
That's it. And if you're sitting in front of the computer for hours and hours and hours, you're doing something wrong.
No,
because that's not how it's supposed to be.
No, especially if you're the photographer. If you're a retoucher, like my friend Dennis,
right, that's a whole different.
That's his thing. But he quits at 6 o'clock at night. He turns his computer off and goes and be with his wife, because what he does is retouching. And so I say to all of you, when you get so busy that you do not have a life because you're sitting, I see this on Facebook all the time. Oh, I just did 24 hours of editing for a wedding. Well, you're a fool. Because whatever money you made shooting that wedding has now been amortized over 24 more hours. So what are you shooting for? $12 an hour?
Yep, I agree.
Send it out and have somebody do it. You can have somebody do it in Russia or Belarus or any of those. Find incredibly talented young people that you're going to pay them $100 to do 25 images for you. They're going to come back perfect. You're going to think, oh God, $100, I'm ripping them off. Oh no, for them $100 is like, that's all, you just covered their month.
Right.
So, it's doing good for everybody. Everybody wins. in that kind of stuff. Beautifully done. All right, Denise.
Okay, I think my biggest takeaway was learning that you can use light to direct the viewer and what part of your subject you want them to see first, kind of almost telling a story, and that sort of reflects what I did. I hadn't really paid that much attention to, the light source, the first light, the second light, and how it will lead the eye through your photo.
Okay. Excellent. So control. And again, to echo what some other people said, learning to look more detailed at the lighting and what's happening with it. And always remember, this is for everybody. Always remember, from this corner to this corner to this corner to that corner, and everything in here, that's yours. Everything in here is yours. If it's, never say, oh, I didn't see that. I didn't. That's all you have to do is look from corner to corner. This is yours. This is your private piece of art that you created. What's from corner to corner. And right. The control that you have, the more disciplined you get, the more impactfully deliberate with your work, the better. Even when you go out and start shooting street photography, which you don't have a lot of time, you can't fix the light or anything, you're going to see that street photography different after doing this kind of work.
So true.
All right, thank you. And Jean.
So first of all, let me thank you, Don. I came into this knowing that I would learn something, but I didn't know that I would learn as much as I have. So I appreciate that. Thank you.
Good.
I also want to thank the other people in the class because your feedback has been really valuable. So I appreciate that as well. My biggest takeaway is that I have learned types of lighting that I didn't know before. And so my bag of tricks is deeper than it was before. And I think that that's the thing that I will take away and will use in, as you said, other types of photography that I do. And so that's been my biggest takeaway.
Excellent. So new skills. It's always great to fill that bag of skills up with something new.
And to see that new has a really powerful effect on the outcome. So that's been really cool.
Excellent. Well, I've enjoyed this still life class immensely, guys. I hate to see it go. I've enjoyed it immensely. It's the highlight is working with you guys on these cool shots. I commend every one of you for doing above and beyond, because everybody put a lot of work into this stuff. I'll be doing a little show of the work that we did in this, and as soon as I do it, I'll let you all know. I wish I could just broadcast this stuff out to the world and say, look at this talent, people. It's amazing. But maybe I can with YouTube. Maybe we can do that. You guys have a great rest of your day. Is that?
You too, Don.
Thank you so much.
Yep.
Thank you, Don.
Thank you, Don.
We will see you up on the boards, guys. Take care.
Sounds good.
Thank you, everybody. Bye.
Bye.
We'll see you.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, it was great at seeing everybody's work. Yeah, really nice.
Yes.